Great night to spend some time outdoors. Bob and Izzy hanging out at Gulf Beach in Milford snapped this picture. Another night with some great color in the sky. It really was just a picture-perfect end to the week. And guess what? We'll keep this going right into the weekend. High pressure in control right now. Clear skies overhead tonight. Now it is a new moon tonight, meaning that you might be able to see the stars a little bit better than you typically could. And you don't have to worry about any cloud cover out there either. Winds are going calm, leading to temperatures dipping into the 50s for many towns overnight. So when we begin the day tomorrow, we'll be between, say, about 60, 65 or so through 7 o'clock, and then we're back into the 80s, especially once we get into the middle of the afternoon. We're forecasting highs tomorrow to be between 80 and 85 degrees. There are a lot of fairs going on across the state this weekend. Tomorrow evening for the Chester Fair, we're at 79 by 5 p.m., 77 by 6, 74 by 7, and into the lower 70s once the sun sets. Great weather to spend, again, time at the fairs, to be outside and to dry. You don't need to worry about bringing rain gear or anything like that. As high pressure moves away from us, we'll start to see our wind shift to be out of the south. First Alert Futurecast showing a southerly wind not only later tomorrow night, but into the day on Sunday, out ahead of this approaching cold front. Here's 11 p.m. Sunday. A couple of things to point out. We have this front that's getting ready to move in, but we also have an area of low pressure offshore. We'll take you over to our model comparison now to show you a couple of different solutions. The American model, for example, keeping some of that heavier rain closer to Cape Cod and the islands. This is noon on Monday, whereas the European model keeps it more out to sea. But both of them have light shades of green over Connecticut. We're expecting showers. It does not look like a washout. Unfortunately, this is not the beneficial rainfall that we are looking for. Here's a live look in our iCam in New Haven. Right now it's 67 degrees. Winds are calm in the Elm City, and we will keep the calm winds and the clear skies around for the rest of the night. Look at the temperature trend here, basically losing a degree an hour from midnight all the way down into the pre-dawn hours tomorrow, right to sunrise. By 6 a.m. we bottom out. Temperatures start climbing as soon as 7 in the morning, and will end between 80 and 85 degrees. So pick out the town closest to you. It'll be sunny. The breeze develops later in the afternoon. Good beach weather for Long Island Sound. Still some rip current risk if you're going to be, say, on the south shore of Long Island or heading up to parts of Massachusetts or New Hampshire or Maine. First Alert 7-day forecast here showing the breezy conditions tomorrow turning muggy by Sunday. Look at the temperature overnight, back into the low and then eventually upper 60s. Muggy on Monday with showers as that front rolls through. We're falling into the 70s, even the mid 70s by the middle of next week with increasing sunshine. Wednesday night into Thursday, we're back down into the 50s, 77 with full sunshine on Thursday, both inland and along the shoreline. Shoreline highs will be in the 80s rather for the next couple of days, staying in the 70s through the middle of next week. And as we approach Labor Day weekend, Friday next week, plenty of sunshine, good for travel, temps 75 to 80 degrees. And so far this month, 70.9 degrees is the average temperature through today for the Hartford area. That's 2.3 degrees below normal, cooler than average. We've also been very dry, not just inland though. We want to take you to the shoreline here. While there's a bit of a surplus for the Hartford area if we go back to the start of 2025, that's not the case in Bridgeport. In fact, Bridgeport now over 11 inches in a deficit compared to where we typically would be. So get out there and get ready to water those plants. They certainly need it. They will need it even with the shower chance Monday. It's not the type of beneficial rainfall that we really need, with more dry weather on the way next week. We'll have another in-depth breakdown of the weekend forecast coming up in just a few.